government.
Rupert Wingfield-Hayes. Well, Dr. Paul Dorfman is from the Energy Institute at University College London. He joins us from Paris. Paul Dorfman, where do you think it went wrong?
It went wrong when Toshiba invested in nuclear. 10 or so years ago, there was this idea that there would be some sort of nuclear renaissance. As it turns out, if you look anywhere, all large nuclear builds are going wrong, hugely over cost, hugely over time, and this is indicative of what's happening with the nuclear market.
Right, so this was a very big bet on an industry booming, which completely backfired.
That's essentially what it was, that's essentially what it is, and that's essentially what it will be. The notion that nuclear is going to save us somehow is many analysts and any energy professor worth their salt deems, really quite problematic.
How bad is this for Toshiba? And I mean, how long does it have to get things back on track? Do you believe this is possible?
No, Toshiba seems to be. It's certainly Toshiba's nuclear arm Westinghouse is busted flush. It looks like nuclear in the US is just about over, and of course it has implications for the UK because Toshiba are involved in a planned new build in the UK which also looks like being over.
So your prognosis for Toshiba, I mean, it's delayed the full announcement of its results for a month. Your prognosis is not good at all.
Well, everybody's prognosis is that it can only get worse. The $6 billion cost overrun on Toshiba's nuclear arm is set to rise. So if anything, it's going to be worse than it is now. And this is basically based around the problems of constructing new nuclear, where everywhere in the world they're hugely over cost, hugely over time. Right,
so you're saying that there are global lessons to be learnt from looking at this one giant company?
It's indicative, it's completely indicative. EDF France, the largest nuclear corporation perhaps in the world, the current debt 37.4 billion, failing to construct their reactor in France, failing to construct their reactor in Finland, the Finns and the French suing each other for many billions about the cost overruns and the time overruns. So in China we don't have any actual proof of what's going on in China, but we think very clearly that the same thing is happening there. Everywhere you look, it's the same story, with one exception. That's the Koreans in UEA, but the problem with them is that they're building cheap and cheerful with many, many less safety features.
Dr. Paul Dorfman, thank you very much for talking to us there live from Paris.